3, 4.
Alright, been a little while. I've had a little bit of a sickness the last few days and my internet was gone for like a week. I've got a backlog of Dark Souls stuff in the bin. I just need to get them recorded audio wise and load them up. But for today, because I'm with the kiddos for pretty much by myself for most of the days, and I just kind of started getting back into Digimon again. I do this like probably several times a year. And I did see a new trailer for a new Digimon game coming out, and I just finished watching Digimon Adventure Try, the first chapter in English for the first time. I've seen most of them in Japanese, but that's the first time I got to watch it in the English dub. So I decided I'd download my Digimon Cyber Sleuth, which I played a little bit yesterday, and I downloaded the Digimon Next Order as well. I've owned these for quite a while. I've beaten both of them, but I kind of wanted to play them again, and my boy Titus wanted to see me play them again, so I figured while I'm watching the series again, I might as well play the games. I'm gonna go ahead and start a new game for anybody who hadn't seen this one. Anybody's played Cyber Sleuth, don't get sucked in. This is nothing like Cyber Sleuth. The animation may be close, but it's two totally different games. For those who like Digimon but didn't really get a chance to play the games, the Cyber Sleuth is more of a kind of like the DS games where it's you scan monsters as you fight them, you convert them, you kind of battle them 3-on-3, or you fight wild Digimon and you fight trainers, sort of kind of like Pokemon. And it's more of a turn-based rock, paper, scissors kind of a creature game. And don't get me wrong, Cyber Sleuth is amazing. I still need to get around to actually completing the sequel to it. Well, it's kind of more of a prequel, sequel while it's going on, Quill. But this one's actually a lot more like the original Digimon world for the PS1, where it's a little bit more like the original Digimon Digivice keychain games. So if you hear any noise in the background, I've got both Titus in here, and I've got my little baby Serenity, and she's playing with random loud noises. So I'm gonna try to record this as loud as I can, but you know, that sometimes happens. So we're gonna go ahead and try a new game. Show you the odd battle system that this one has. I do really like this one, and it's way better than the first original Digimon World 1. But it's definitely a different cup of tea than some people who have been maybe more used to some of the newer Digimon games. So let's go ahead and hit new game. We're going to go on normal. I think the last time I did do easy just because I wanted to see the story. I think the biggest thing with the easy is that, from what I remember, I think Digivolving is like the stat requirements are a tiny bit lower. But if you guys are watching this, whenever you're watching this, if you want me to maybe try a version of this on hard, I'd be maybe willing to try that. But for now, I'm just wanting to enjoy some Digimon. Maybe get it a little harder than the first time. Alright. Titus, should I be a dude or a girl? I should be a dude. Takato. And what is my name? He likes to name his characters after himself, which is fine. I sometimes do that. Even though I'm known as Kratos on YouTube, my nickname throughout middle school and college was Chick, so I used to use it a lot. Now I actually use Bellfire from Once Upon a Time. And if Serenity had been a boy, her name would have been Bellfire, in which case I would probably be using the name Serenity more often in my created characters. But yeah, I think other than that, there's really not a lot of customization. You get to figure out if it's a boy or girl, and you get to create a name. The original Digivice. If you can go online and find the original video for Digimon World 1, the opening, it's pretty cool. And I believe this, if I remember right, this has ties to the first Digimon World 1. It's like literally in the same world, but later. In fact, I think your character from Digimon World 1 shows up in here as a non-playable character. Where am I? Oh, look at that! War Greymon, Metal Garurumon. There's something here. We'll just check out. I didn't really hear it the first time, but in Cyber Sleuth, all the dialogue is in Japanese with English subtitles. This one might actually have some English dubbed, although I think there's probably still going to be a lot of reading. And I may try to read it from what I can. My voices will probably not be constant, but we'll see what happens. It looks like Machinedramon, Dark Master from the original Digimon Adventures. Odd enough, I think this is a Digimon of one of the first guys you meet in the Cyber Sleuth. But that's okay, that's okay. I think I've got 2 Megas, and technically War Greymon beat Machinedramon in the original Digimon Adventures.
Are you okay?
Yeah, see, we've got some English.
Get back! We can take it from here. You just need to give us commands as usual.
Yeah, they say that, but this is, again, that you actually you basically let the Digimon fight for themselves. It's a little better than Digimon World 1, where you can actually give them some commands in here, and you can sort of control a little bit.
What is it? You've always given us commands in battle. You seem really confused all of a sudden. It can't be helped. We'll back you up. You've got to be kidding me. You're not supposed to forget us. You're partners.
God, it's a guilt trip, War Greymon. Alright, Digimon battles. Partner Digimon will choose enemies to attack in pursuit of victory. However, tamers can use orders to direct their partner's actions. Open the order ring. Yeah, you can, in Digimon World 1, you can only have 1 partner. And this one, it's kind of nice, you can have 2 partners. So, you'll have 2 buttons, one for the ordering your left partner, and the other one for ordering your right partner. A large number at the bottom of the center of the ring is the time. Yeah, you only have so much time to actually pick an order. But like I said, you can't move your Digimon, they move by themselves, so you kind of just have to, every now and then, use the order ring to pick a certain battle, and you want to maybe order them to do certain techniques, because you'll see here in a little bit. There's a point to making sure that you hit them, and what they'll do is they'll accumulate points, and you can use those points to do some pretty cool stuff. Time has stopped. Choose the orders in 5 seconds. It will close automatically at 0, but when 5 seconds have passed, you can open it again. Try giving an order. Try ordering War Greymon, my right partner, to use the Mock Jab. But a lot of times if you give them an order, they'll do the attack, but they will do it right where they're at. So sometimes you'll order them to punch, and they'll punch, but they won't be anywhere near the player. Yeah, now each character does sort of have like I don't know, it's more of a passive type of power, and they will only use it if you order them to it. And it's really easy to do because you don't have to use the ring totally. You press X, gradually recover HP. So it's kind of a regen effect from Final Fantasy. There are various types of agitation that can be used as a Digimon's inherent abilities. Here we are. You save up the order powers. For stronger worms, you need more order power. So, which is the reason why you don't always want to. Basically, is the more you train your Digimon, the more they'll have more power they'll start with. So later on, it's not as bad, but at the beginning, you're probably not going to want to order them to use every little technique, unless they're just acting dumb and derpy. Yeah, basically, you get the order power through you yell at the Digimon in support. But you need to time your yells. If you time them right before they're getting hit, or right as they're hitting, which is the easier one, you'll actually gain quite a bit of power, and you'll need it in order to use their finishing techniques and a certain form of Digivolving. Support with the X button to gain 150 power. Yeah, and once you use the support, you'll have to wait a little bit for using it, which is the reason why you don't want to just spam it. You can't just keep spamming the yell button. So you kind of want to wait until they attack, which is sometimes the reason why you'll...
Nice and calm.
So you only get about 5 if you just hit X for no reason.
Watch carefully. Nice.
And that's the hard part, is they don't attack at the same time. See, I just ended up getting a whole bunch of power for Metal Greymon instead of War Greymon.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, let's have it.
Good. Watch carefully. Nice.
One more regular one should work.
Looking good.
So let's just go ahead and do that. There we go.
Nice.
Right, and then you have the special moves. For I remember this, you can only use the special moves by ordering them to, and everyone's got a special move. But it does cost 150 power, which is quite a bit of power. I said later on, and they'll start off with more power, so it'll be easier. And after a while, you'll be able to start like spend 10-15 to use a small attack to get the support boost to profit points. But these are the reason why you want to do it. You want to do these because they're actually pretty cool to watch. And they're all the same. They're all pretty much down in X.
This'll show them.
There is a little build up though, so. Nice. Of course, I don't think you can die during this tutorial, so if you're playing this game, don't worry about it. Use this time to practice.
Strong.
It'll be easier actually when the characters aren't so big and you know you're able to see things a little better.
No good? No. I have to keep going. I finally met my tamer. And this is where I'm a goner?
I see. We may be defeated here, but we won't let that happen to you!
It's my
What
Digivice!
is this? The light of a bond?
I can feel the power. The bond is transforming into power.
Let's go. As long as you're with us.
We can still fight!
Yeah, this is the Order EXE. In layman's terms, it's actually Digivolution. But the EXE is kind of like the Digimon Cross. But this is not a permanent DNA Digivolution. It is like a one-time, usually it's a one for the battle. Once you end the battle, then it stays the same. So basically you press the X and L1, you press your order rings at the same time. The Digifuse, it says Digifuse, and you may think that's the DNA Digimon. Digifuse, all it does is if both your Digimon have 150 order power, you can actually have them do their special skills back to back. So it's a good way to finish off, especially the earlier boss Digimon. But the EXE is the one where they do the DNA. So you press L1, R1 same time, then tilt, and then hit X. Like I said, you have to have both the 150 order power, but I think they're just going to give us that here. And you can only do this with Mega Digimon, and even then, sometimes it takes certain Digimon, like this one's it's going to be obvious, but pretty much almost anyone can do it, but you just, there's a lot of other stats. I think they have to be, their friendship has to be at a certain bit, and you have to be a little bit into the game before you can do this often. But this is a pretty cool little sequence. Yeah, extra cross evolution. Metal Garurumon. War Greymon. It's so sad they show this here knowing that it's going to be a while before we get to do it again. Although with these two we can actually do it much sooner than the other ones. I'll show you that. DNA Digivolve 2. Omnimon. Well, of course, it's the Japanese version, which is a Megamon. And they automatically do their big special move. Each one's got their own special move. But then after that, I don't know if they'll show it here, but you will get to basically fight with that one Digimon. Of course, realize sometimes, depending on the Digimon, if you're fighting, sometimes dropping two Digimon to one may actually be a bit of a disadvantage, but usually the HP combines, the MP, whatever combines, and all your attack and all your stats basically combine. So it's almost always better to DNA if you get the chance to. With EXE, two-part Digimon will become one, will have more power than usual. After the battle with Enemin, the Digimon will separate again. So like I said, now there is a way to permanently DNA Digivolve later on, but we will not get that today. There's Machinemon's big attack.
How can this be? This isn't the time to be sleeping! We must defend our partner!
Daddy.
I go! That's it!
Like a wolf claw. Terra Destroyer! But yeah, for those who don't know, and of course there's a lot of times in these Digimon games where they use the Japanese name over the English one, but In the English version of the Digimon movie, Omnimon is called Omnimon. And here it's called Omegamon. And the reason why, actually, is because the Royal Knights, there's a Omegamon and there's an Alphamon, which, if you know Greek alphabet, Alpha and the Omega. Ah, the Machine Dramon turned into a tiny Tokamon.
You're all right.
What about you?
Just one thing.
And there go my Digimon. Although if anybody knows Digimon, they know that Digimon don't die. They just get recycled. Now, I'm trying to remember what the original Digimon city was in Digimon World 1. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Flotia, but this guy was the original. Like the mayor of the town who helped you. Digimon!
A human? A machine Draymon disappears and a human appears. Fascinating.
I do not know why they... I always called it Machine Dramon because that's the way they pronounced it, but... And here they keep pronouncing it Machine Draymon. Like they're putting a separation between Machine and Draymon.
The Machine Draymon should have been caught in the interdimensional trap, but... You defeated that Machine Draymon. That must be what destabilized the other dimension. These must be your partners. And two of them, no less. That's an odd relationship.
Yeah, in the game they mentioned how almost all tamers will only have one
They
partner.
did everything they could to defend you. No need to look so depressed. They were partner Digimon, so it is possible to revive them with a Digi-Egg. I have preserved them in external storage. So, hold your partner in your heart and hope for the best.
Now, this is pretty normal in most Digimon games, and here it's a little more circular, but usually the idea is, you know, you start off with young Digimon, and of course you Digivolve them, and in most of the games you always at some point are going to have to de-Digivolve in order to Digivolve again, because in these games they usually have they can only level up to a certain point, and you have to de-Digivolve to increase the stat that allows them to level up further. In this one, it's more about just the amount of time they have before they die. And Digivolving will increase their lifespan, as well as some other aspects. So, even though I had War Greymon, I can start with any of the other ones, and some of the stats will sort of carry over. Basically, every time they get reborn, they will be a little more stronger in the end. They won't start off with the same exact stats, but they will start off with stronger stats than they were before. I'm going to go ahead and use the DLC eggs. There are a couple cool things about them. One is they actually talk. Most of the times they'll just speak like Digimon whenever they're doing something, which is kind of like more like a Pokemon cry from the original Game Boy games and all those. But the other plus side is almost every Digimon has usually like all these stats that you have to come up with. You have to have the attack at a certain, the intelligence at a certain level, all that stuff in order to Digivolve. Well, the DLC eggs, they only have one Digivolution tree. It's literally from the series. It will literally go from the baby to Coromon, and then Coromon to Agumon, Agumon to Greymon, Greymon to Metal Greymon, and then War Greymon. So there is no as long as you're taking care of it right and feeding it when it's supposed to and taking it, yes, to the bathroom when it's supposed to, and you're not making any care mistakes or discipline mistakes, they will always digivolve to their next level. So you can actually get Mega Digimon pretty early on in the game, but unlike the other ones, almost every other egg here, even on easy, it may even take a little while before you get an ultimate. Now in the original Digimon World 1, it was even harder. I mean, and they didn't even go to Mega in Digimon World 1, they only went to Ultimate. And basically the point of the game, you'll see, is you're trying to rebuild a city. You go out into the wild, you find Digimon, they want you to do something, or some you just have to fight, and they'll go to the city and they'll open up shops and gyms and all sorts of cool stuff. But the thing is your Digimon are on a cycle, so eventually they will die and they will start over as babies again. Then of course you can't go out and fight with a baby Digimon. In fact, I think you can only fight with rookie Digimon, so you kind of have to wait around for them to digivolve a little bit. So by the time you get to an Ultimate or a Mega, especially at the beginning of the game, you may only have the Ultimate or Mega for a couple in-game days, which sometimes isn't very long. So you kind of have to wait for certain missions till you get your Digimon up strong enough to be able to take them out. I said eventually later on it'll be much easier to digivolve, and they do have, if I remember, I think they even have some of the armor digivolves as well. So, but they have quite a bit of Digimon here, and eventually you can also do the DNA digivolutions and all that stuff. So, like I said, we're gonna start with the DLC eggs, and they won't always. These guys will have the exact same lifespan. They'll pretty much, as long because they'll basically at the same time they'll probably get hungry and want to sleep. And then they'll also digivolve pretty much one right after another, and they should die pretty much one right after another. But eventually the game, you'll probably get to a point where, especially if you're going to want to use different type of Digimon, which I definitely will, it will, you'll have one Digimon maybe being an ultimate and then die, and your other Digimon is still a rookie. But there are some benefits to that. There actually is, your weakest Digimon will actually get an experience boost, so it'll be easier for them to level up. So even if they're not in the same level technically, it'll make it to where you're able to actually train the weaker one faster and get their stats up faster, so that when you hatch more Digimon, they'll get stronger and stronger. I'm not going to use nicknames. I'm going to try to just keep them.
Hold your partner in your heart and hope for the best.
It's pretty cool. The additional Digimon's nice. It really breaks up the monotony. Because basically, you start out. You actually have to start out the in-game day going to get your food, and you feed them when they say they want to be fed. You take them to the bathroom. They want to go into the bathroom. And then at the beginning, you're basically just going to the gym and buffing up stats. And it is that way for a while, at least to get them to rookies, and even then you may want to, there are some times where fighting wild Digimon, as long as they're at your level or higher, where your stat boost will be faster than going to the gym, because with the gym, every time you train, you get a stat boost and you don't have to fight them. It seems quicker, but it actually uses more in-game time. And then eventually they will want to go to sleep and then wake up, and it just keeps on going and going and going. So with the two Digimon, it's actually quite nice. So that's my little baby Digimon.
This is a tremendous success. Then their rebirths will be complete.
And don't worry, it just takes a few training sections to get them to in training, and then a couple more to get them to rookie. It takes like a day to get them to a rookie.
Just remember, as their tamer, you have a duty to care for them. You don't seem to understand what's what. I am just as in the dark as you. I wonder what is going on. Why don't we go to my house and you can tell me your story? Looks like Tokamon is still unconscious. We can treat him there. were sucked in by the Digivice and unluckily fell into the dimension I created. And then your partners in the Digivice defeated Machine Draymon for me. I see. Coincidence has been our friend today. I owe you my thanks. Actually, this world is at a crisis point. As you can see, the city we are in, Floatia, is in disarray. It's because of the Machine Draymon. It suddenly started attacking us for no reason and did a lot of damage to the city.
And for those thinking there's a lot of talking, the talking goes down quite a bit once you get past this initial part. I mean, there's sort of little tutorial sections here and there, but it's a lot quicker. Digimon Cyber Sleuth, even though I consider Cyber Sleuth probably a better game, it has a lot more talking to this, and like I said, it's heavily subtitled. There are no English voices.
The power of Omega is overwhelming. It appeared from nowhere, caused massive damage, and then disappeared. We were at our wits' end. I mobilized my knowledge and technology to build a trap in order to capture the Machine Draymon. I thought that when it appeared, I could transport it to another dimension and imprison it. The plan worked. In fact, the plan went even better than expected. Thanks to you, we were able to defeat that Machine Draymon. But that doesn't mean the danger has entirely passed. The phenomenon of a Machine Draymon getting violent and then disappearing has occurred several times in many areas. It would be hard to believe that it is just one lone Mega Digimon doing all this damage. We were able to survive this time because of your valiant efforts. Unfortunately, we don't know from where and how the Machine Draymon are appearing.
Yeah, one of the best parts about this game is how the city evolves. You'll see here in a little bit that you go outside and it's only like 2 buildings and dirt. But later on it becomes a full city.
But if we just had a clue, maybe we could do something. If only we had a clue. What? This Tokomon was the Machine Draymon? It can't be. No, but I am sensing a strange data wave coming from this Tokomon, albeit weakly. What should we make of this? A Tokomon living in this city digivolved into a Machine Draymon? I've never heard of such a digivolution. Wait, there's something here in the cloud memory. But why did this Tokomon digivolve into Machine Draymon? Or at least an altered form of Machine Draymon? We won't be able to figure it out with just this small amount of information from this Tokomon. But it looks like we finally have a chance to actually do something about this threat. We need to act. I have something to ask of you. We want to return you back to the world you came from as soon as possible. But we can't leave this city in the state it's in. To get the city back to the way it was, will you help bring back the residents that fled from the Machine Draymon attacks?
Okay,
I'm glad you said that. So, go out with your partners and look for the residents who fled the city. I will look into this small amount of strange data we have collected from this Tokomon. Maybe I will be able to unravel the mystery of this altered form. If we can detect abnormal information, we may be able to avoid further damage here. That's why I first intend to make a detection device. If I have any news, I will send you a Digimail. So please check your Digivice. So then, I'm counting on you.
Alright. Yeah, portable toilets. I don't know why they look like swans. But these are, if you're out in the wild and you're not near a toilet, you can use it so that your Digimon won't use the bathroom on the ground. And if you have them do that, it's considered a care mistake. If you do too much of them, instead of digivolving into a good Digimon, they'll digivolve into a new Mamon and eventually die. Bandages. Recovery discs, those are how you recover HP. Bandages, it's a little annoying, but if you get hit so much times, instead of just losing HP, you'll actually get injured. And you'll need a bandage to uninjure your Digimon, but the weird part is a bandage isn't 100% effective. Literally, sometimes you'll use a bandage and it won't work. And then you'll use it again and it won't work. And then you use it again and it does. So, eventually, if you're walking around a whole lot, or you're going to go real far away from town, it's definitely a good idea to stock up on some bandages. MP discs, that's obvious. Regen discs, I think, are literally just... they put regen. Digistocks is a type of food. You'll have to use more Digistocks to make a Digimon full than, say, the Digimeat. But that being said, each Digimon has a favorite food, and some of their favorite food will be Digistocks. And if you use their favorite food, I believe there's the certain stats like discipline and happiness and all that will go up more so than the non-favorite food, even though it takes more Digistocks than Digimeat to get a Digimon full. But there really isn't like a meter. You just kind of have to feed the Digimon and wait for them to say not full anymore. Certain Digimon, of course, will need more food than other Digimon, and of course, the higher up they are, if they're Ultimate or Omega, they'll need quite a bit. Now you start off with Digistocks and access to Digimeats, but there are higher meats, like heavy meats and gourmet meats and all those that you can use. And then you can also eventually learn to fish, and you can get food that way. And then there's several different vegetables that are just lying on the ground out there that you can go. So as long as you're not just literally sticking around the gym and just trying to train your Digimon the whole time, you should never really have no food. And you can pick up Digimeat every day. And also this Koromon every day, if you go to him, he'll give you a lot of these items each day. Yep, so every day they'll do it. This is the Tokamon. Thank you for saving us, Titus. Oh, and I'll show you around floating and teach you all sorts of things. Interested? Yeah, we'll probably do this. Alright, I'll show you around. Like I said, this is the starting part of the city. There's nothing here right now. The meat fields, yes, in this game meat grows out of the ground, are next to Digimon's house here. Tanamon is in charge of the meat fields. I'll let him tell you all about it. Some of the first Digimon you'll catch out in the wild to come back to help expand the city. Some of the first ones, one of the big ones, will be they'll upgrade this meat field. That way you'll get bigger meat and you'll get more of the meat. You're the human tamer, ain't ya? Nice to meet ya. The name's Tanamon. From now on, I'll give you tasty meat from this here field. Huh? How do you get meat from a field, you ask? Why, what's so weird about that? Never really thought about it, to be honest. Now then, here. Yep, 10 meat, that's quite a bit. Even for 2 partners, that's quite a bit. That'll get you through a day most of the time. You're only going to feed your Digimon maybe 2-3 times a day, and with meat, it's usually only a couple meats. As babies, they may only need to be 1. I'll get your next share tomorrow. If it's not enough, go get some mushrooms or something outside. When your partners are hungry, give them some meat you picked up. There's the bathroom. If they eat, well, you know what comes out. That's why we have a bathroom here. Also, there's a bathroom inside the gym, which is a nice little plus. That means you won't have to exit the gym to go through the slight loading screen just to get to the bathroom. If your partner Digimon asks for a bathroom break, you'd better hurry on over here. Next to that is the training hall, or the gym. The training hall is a very important facility. They'll explain everything when you go inside. Actually, there's a bathroom to the left. You can see the little boy-girl symbol. The training hall is a place to train your partner Digimon. And although you will sleep for the night, training will lower like stamina or whatever. And in order to gain some of that exhaustion back, you can use the bunk beds. But again, it will use time in the day. For now, I'll give you a real rough rundown. Touch this white apparatus here to do some training. The training input panel will pop up. Set and confirm whatever gear you want to partner Digimon L and R. Controls are labeled underneath the panel. One time takes a single hour and makes a Digimon tired. Keep an eye on the fatigue gauge. If they get too fatigued, they could get sick, or their life could diminish, which literally means life. It will die sooner than they would normally. If that happens, they'll let them rest on the bed. Talk to Digimon. If you recognize Digimon, he will digivolve to Guildmon. And you will recruit Digimon to increase certain things in this gym too, including some that'll just give you free items that'll help you in training. When the sleep sign appears, let them sleep in care mode. Training setup is a little hard to understand, but go ahead and give it a shot. If there's anything you don't know, ask Tsunamon and Motibon about it. So like I said, there's a bathroom right here. You can see your Digimon, of course they're right there, but at the bottom, they'll pop up here and there.
Okay, gather up.
This is your care. When they have the sleep icon, they'll sleep. This is where you can give them items. And like I said, they're separated. There's food, Digivolution, normal items. Later on, you'll get Digivolution items, materials, and all that stuff. You can see the triangle. The 50s are basically your bond with the Digimon, and then the orange, the 25, is basically their friendship together. And you'll need that maxed out in order to eventually DNA Digivolute in the battle. You can also see their happiness. I believe the glasses are their discipline gauge. Of course, the other one's care mistakes, and then of course the fatigue gauge. Like I said, they start off pretty weak. You can see the HP, MP are barely over 100. The happiness and discipline, that's some with the food and stuff, but sometimes they'll come up and they'll get excited or something. You just basically calm them down and be nice to them. Their happiness will go up, and also the only way to unlock, we can kind of look with the Digimon and you'll see what stats they need to maybe level up, but they start out with question marks basically. And the only way to figure out how to digivolve into the next Digimon with stats wise, especially between rookie and champion and so on and so on, is you just kind of have to either know them or do it by accident, or when you're disciplining them and being nice about it, it'll unlock stats that way. So which is another reason why you don't want to always just stick around the gym, because you can't do that in the gym. Let's check out our Digimail. Bringing Digimon to town. Well, let's start by looking on Nide Plains for Digimon to call into town. That seems like a good place to start. But don't forget, it's very dangerous, and it would be safer to get your partner rookie stats before heading out. You can see there's like a subfolder. X scenarios are basically, they're sort of these extra missions to do. They can be probably some of the funner missions in here. And then the daily quests are something completely different. You got your field guide. These are basically your list of all your Digimon. As you can see, there's quite a bit of Digimon in here. You can save. We can save anytime. Let's just save over this guy. Alright. Let's see. Training is focused on adjusting Digivolution related skills, but another important part is food effects. Food items are divided into 8 types, and each one has its own characteristics. No. I can tell you about them. Certain foods will increase stats while training, which is nice. I have a master training going on, so I mean, this is different stuff. I'll just tell you all that again. When you train, power builds up. When the power fills up, you can improve that gear, but there's no Digimon in the city that can do improvements yet. Yeah, we'll get that. And of course, like I said, you can heal there. So,
you're getting
I'll
stronger.
show this to you. Let's train. Yeah, you can have both Digimon doing the same stat. You can do different stats at the same time. What's nice is even though there's a bunk bed to rest, you can actually put one Digimon into rest and the other one to train. Maybe one's more fatigued than the other. You'll get a friend bonus if you're both of them are doing the same stat. They actually have like, there's like rival bonus if they're doing like opposite stats. Also, like I said, you can eat the food, and the food will give these extra thing bonuses. We're gonna go ahead and up HP. So you'll get the friend bonus for that. There's a lot of bonuses you can get. Now, what you want to try to do is you want to try to stop this on the circle. The circles, if you do the X, it's not good. If you're doing the blanks, it's fine. It just won't give you as big of a stat boost. And then the other one, basically, the other thing the boosts do is they cover these. Oh, so close. They cover them up so that way you have less X's, and X's you don't want. Because the other thing that happens with this is you'll get the more circles you get and stuff like that. The more bonuses you'll get. There's like a consecutive bonus thing going on. And the more you get it, the more circles will be on the bar too. Looks like our Digimon are...
gather up!
Now the other thing you can do is you can make sure that you're only giving
It's chow time.
Digimon to certain items to certain Digimon, or both Digimon at the same time. So right now it's nice because they're both good. See, completely fill. Weight is up. Weight is an issue that you will have to go later on. Happiness is better. Partner like doesn't got an extra bond and bonus. And then the other one, you'll see that it said partner like doesn't got an extra bond bonus, and this is their favorite. So Bodemon, you're definitely going to want to feed meat to. But it looks like they still have
Ready to eat?
meat up, so we need to make sure that it's full. So now they're tired. So it's fine if they're tired. I can't train anyways because they're tired. Alright, here's the last thing to explain. There ain't anything around here yet, but if you get a bunch more Digimon to come here, call them or bring them. They could build facilities and get to work. It all depends on the effort you put in, Titus. This exit takes you out of the city. Outside, there are Digimon that will attack you. If you play it right, you can avoid battles entirely. If things get dicey, head back to the city. One more thing, you can open the Digivice menu by pressing triangle. You can check Tamer and Partner info as well as Digimail sent to you there. And you can save, as we already learned. I think that one, the Bukamon, I think he just allows you to change your Digimon nickname. Finally, if you have any trouble, Digimon say all sorts of things. And I don't remember, I think when every time they Digivolve, you can change their nickname. So... yeah, here's the, like I said, a lot of times this will happen after you come out of the gym. They'll happen after battle sometimes. And you just praise them. I don't know why you would scold or ignore them. I don't think there's any I mean, I guess there's certain, if you want a bad Digimon, some of them might be like that, but praise them for the best. Yeah, see, discipline goes up, bond goes up, happiness goes up, Digifriend goes up. And like I said, later on, they'll unlock stats, requirements, so you can see what it is. I'm helping out with the meat cultivation. You can ask me anything about adventuring. Yeah, so you can change your partner's names. So this is where you're going to see a lot of stuff, the different shops. This is the city of Flotilla. It's a village, you say? I'd say it's a city, so it's a city. There's actually other stuff we can do in Digimon's place too. One, most of the tutorial stuff's in here. This used to be way big. For the Machinimon tour through the city, another Digimon sky. The flotilla you see now is one Digimon, and the rest have worked to rebuild. Yeah, it's the same stuff. I want to say that he's the one that helps you. Did we Digivolve? Yeah. I think he's the one that helps you later on. He'll sort of tell you some of the Digimon rumors going around so you know where to find certain Digimon in certain areas. Come on! think they start talking at the rookie stages. The weird thing is, I think their voice stays the same throughout their Digivolution, even though in the show it's not the way it worked. I'm trying to at least get them to their rookies before stopping this video. I can tell you all you need to know about battles. Yeah. Okay, this is some of the online features. What's actually pretty cool is you register these Digimon, these Digivices, and then you fight like the old Digivice battles, and they actually look just like the old Digivice battles. And from here you can gain points. Now, if you want to up in ranks, that's fine, but really, it's sometimes good to do this because there's actually quite a few items that you can get through this that are pretty hard to just find out in the wild, and some of the items you may need for Digivolution. So we'll end up doing that later. Yeah, this will be a way to also get those points without just battling. So, fish for Digisalmon. Eventually we'll get the fishing pole to do it. You can see our bonds have gone up, the Digifriends have gone up. That's from the feeding. But like I said, it's not a new day yet, so we'll do that. And we'll see about maybe doing a little bit of training. They seem to be pretty happy right now, and they haven't asked to use the bathroom yet. That is one nice thing about this game. They don't use the bathroom nearly as much as they did in Digimon World 1. Digimon World 1, it seemed like they hated you, and they knew exactly when you would be as far away from a bathroom as possible. And I don't remember them having the portable toilets. But see, now we have a time bonus. Certain stats, I think, have, or there's just a better time for training. And they also have mood bonuses, too. So let's go ahead and get their strength up. Like I said, you'll notice that even though it's strength, there's two other stats that usually will go up with it at a smaller pace. Which is definitely nice.
Okay.
And I'll look up later so I can show you guys exactly. I know strength is with, of course, attack. Speed is how fast they move. I want to say wisdom is something like how they learn skills from other Digimon. Stamina is, I believe, defense, and of course HP is health, and MP is MP. And you definitely want to make sure you get MP as well, because since they use, most of the time they'll use techniques just all the time, they will burn through MP pretty quickly. And they will gain, it's not like an N in Final Fantasy or something like that.
Okay,
they won't heal
up.
completely up. And that is another thing I just kind of dislike in this game sometimes. It seems like to heal your Digimon up, you had to wait for them to sleep for the night. So.
You hungry?
I think their favorites continue even if they change Digimon. Not sure. Looks like they're both full this time. So that's good.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go ahead and do MP one more time, and then if they don't Digivolve by then, we'll start throwing some more into strength. But since we can't control them, HP is definitely a must. Strength, of course, is a must too, because of that helps with attacks, your attack speed. See, now they gotta go poop. And boom, they're done pooping. And they got the flush noise, that's funny. Now, that is one thing you have to worry about training. Sometimes you'll just want to keep spamming the X button to train as fast as you can. But sometimes if you do that, they'll have to poop in the middle of training.
Okay,
like right now, I almost had them sleep while they were hungry, which might have caused some problems.
It's chow time.
Let's see, I'm running a little low on meat, but I still have 10 Digistocks I can use. And if I remember right, a lot of the vegetables like Digistocks will actually cause their weight to go down. Like I said, there are some Digivolution requirements will require a weight requirement, either below a certain number or above a certain number. But you can see up in the top left, it'll show you what day it is and what time.
Are you ready?
Training uses time. So let's go ahead and just kind of, not necessarily even out, but at least get a few into the other ones. Alright. And it looks like they're tired, but they're also going to Digivolve on me. And that is something you'll have to worry about. Sometimes they Digivolve, even though they said they were tired, once they're Digivolve, they may not be tired. I've had times where a Digimon will end up staying awake the whole night because something with the programming caused a glitch where they no longer were tired, even though they probably should have been. Like I said, these should Digivolve pretty much at the same time. Don't look like they're tired anymore.
Let's get started.
I'd say for the most part, wisdom is probably the stat that I don't work on very much.
Are you ready?
It's kind of like luck in some other games where it's something you don't mind having a high value of, but it's not something you're gonna work on. I'm gonna go by the bed in this case. Okay.
Ready?
So now we're gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna show you sort of what a typical day is. See, sometimes they'll say, I don't want to. That's when you scold them.
That's wrong, and you know it.
Yeah, sometimes, even if they're almost dead, they'll refuse to take a healing disc. And you just want to do that. But don't worry, like I said, you can scold them. Like I said, you see the bond with Digifriend go up. And see, here we go. So you get Greymon Digivolution info. But like I said, with these guys, they don't have any parameters. They will just automatically Digivolve to the next level when they get to a certain spot in their life.
Sleep tight.
You can really only sleep in the city. You'll get tents later on to where you can sleep. See, even the HP recovery is only 50%. Godwin doesn't want to wake up.
Cut it out. Over here.
Okay, so a lot of times they will be hungry when they wake up.
Here you go.
So let's see how much they need now. So I may have to go get more food or use a Digistock. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Ready to eat? Eat up.
Weight went down. Man, still not his favorite. So like I said, you go. Like I said, a lot of times they will be hungry. I go grab my meat. Later on, your daily routine will get to be a little bigger, where you're gonna go to several different places and grab your free stuff for the day. See, more toilet. Autopilot will allow you to go back to the city from wherever you're at, which is nice. Recovery disc and P disc. So. Alright, we are going to save it. Next time we'll probably head out into the wild. I'll show you kind of how the outside works. It's not as big as it looks, because everything sort of spreads out from the city. And we'll recruit some of our first Digimon and get our town working again. So, sorry if my little girl was getting loud for a while, and Tice is kind of preoccupied with his own stuff. So, but we'll definitely do another video, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, and we'll see you guys soon. Kratos out.